It's 7:42 on a Tuesday morning. You're sitting in your car outside the office, drinking coffee before your shift starts. A coworker walks past your windshield. New watch, new shoes, new SUV. You recognize the pattern. He looks successful, and nobody looking at you would think you're doing anything special. Your car is 6 years old. Your clothes are ordinary. You still bring lunch from home. You still live in the same apartment. But there's something nobody around you knows. Your investment account just crossed $500,000, and you haven't told anyone. Not your coworkers, not your neighbors, not the people you went to college with. Nobody. Because somewhere along the way, you stopped wanting people to know how much money you had. You started wanting something else. Freedom. 3 years earlier, things looked completely different. You were 28. Your salary was decent, not amazing, just enough to pay your bills without constantly worrying about the next paycheck. You had $6,400 in savings. Your retirement account had barely reached $11,000. And every time someone around you bought something expensive, you noticed. A coworker bought a new SUV. Another friend moved into a luxury apartment. Someone you knew posted pictures from an expensive vacation. And for a while, you thought you were falling behind. You didn't realize you were playing the wrong game because you were looking at what people were buying, not what they were keeping. One Friday evening, your friend invites you to dinner. The restaurant is expensive, much more expensive than the places you normally go. Everyone orders whatever they want. Nobody looks at the prices. You look around the table. Designer clothes, luxury watches, new phones, expensive cars parked outside. For a moment, you feel like the least successful person there. Then something catches your attention. Your friend casually mentions that he has almost $30,000 in credit card and personal loan debt. Someone else is financing a car they can barely afford. Another person admits that their expensive vacation went entirely onto a credit card. And suddenly, the room looks different. You realize something uncomfortable. You have been comparing your financial reality to other people's financial appearances. That night, you go home and open your bank account. You look at your savings, then your investments, then your monthly expenses. And for the first time, you stop asking, why don't I look richer? You ask, what if I just become richer? Not visibly richer, actually richer. So you make a decision. You stop upgrading your lifestyle every time your income increases. Your next raise comes. You keep your apartment. Your next bonus arrives. You invest most of it. Your friends upgraded their cars. You keep yours. Someone asks why you still use an old phone. You laugh. You don't explain, because something strange is beginning to happen. Your life looks almost exactly the same, but your financial position is changing underneath it. Every payday, money moves automatically into your investment account. You barely see it. You don't wait until the end of the month to see what's left. You pay yourself first. Then you live on what's left. At first, the numbers are small. $15,000, then $22,000, then $31,000. Nothing about your life looks different, but the number keeps moving. And eventually, something happens. Your investments start making money too. Not just you. The money itself starts working. One morning, you check the account before work. You stare at the screen. You made more from your investments last month than you used to save in 3 months. You refresh the page. Same number. You sit there quietly, because this is the moment you realize the game has changed. At the beginning, you were the engine. Every dollar came from your paycheck. Now the money you've already accumulated has started creating more money. You still work, you still earn, but you're no longer relying entirely on your labor. And nobody around you knows. Then your coworkers start talking about money. One person buys a new car. Another talks about buying a bigger house. Someone else jokes that they'll never be able to retire. You sit there listening. You could tell them what your account is worth. You could show them the numbers. You could prove that you're doing better than they think. But you don't, because you realize something. Telling people you're wealthy doesn't make you wealthier. It only makes you more visible. And visibility comes with expectations. A friend asks you for advice about investing. You give him a simple answer. Start early. He laughs. He says he doesn't make enough money. You understand, because you used to think the same thing. But you also know that building wealth wasn't about finding one magical investment. It was about making the same boring decision for years. Spend less than you earn, invest consistently, avoid unnecessary debt, don't constantly upgrade your lifestyle, and give the money time. That's it. Nothing about it looks impressive on Instagram. Then the market crashes. Your portfolio drops. $500,000 becomes $430,000. For a moment, your stomach drops. You remember how hard it was to build that money. You open the account again. Then again. You feel the temptation to sell, but you don't. Because you finally understand something. Being secretly wealthy doesn't mean your account never falls. It means a temporary fall doesn't control your life. You still have your job. Your bills are covered. Your emergency fund is untouched. Your lifestyle doesn't depend on the market being up every month. So you close the app and go make dinner. A few months later, the market recovers. Then it climbs higher. Your portfolio reaches $600,000. Then $700,000. You don't celebrate publicly. There is no announcement. No new car, no expensive watch, no photograph standing in front of a mansion. You just keep living. And that becomes one of the strangest parts of becoming wealthy. Your financial life becomes more impressive while your visible life becomes less interesting. At work, someone complains about their mortgage. Another person complains about their car payment. Someone else says they can't afford to take time off. You listen because you remember what that pressure felt like. But now you have something they can't see, a gap, a financial gap between you and desperation. If your car breaks, you fix it. If your job disappears, you don't immediately panic. If an opportunity appears somewhere else, you can consider it. If you want to take 6 months away from work someday, you might actually be able to. That's what the money is buying, not stuff, distance. Then comes the day your manager offers you a promotion. More money, more responsibility, more meetings, more travel, more weekends. The old version of you would have accepted immediately. Now you hesitate. You look at the additional salary. Then you look at what the job would cost you. You calculate the hours, the stress, the lost evenings, the weekends, and you realize something. You don't need the promotion. You can take it if you want it, but you don't have to. That distinction feels incredible. You turn it down. Your manager looks surprised. Your coworkers don't understand. Someone jokes that you must be crazy to reject more money. You smile because they don't know what you know. You already have enough money to make decisions differently. You don't need every opportunity. You need the right opportunities. And that is what wealth quietly gives you, the ability to say no. Months later, something happens to your company. Layoffs. People panic. The office becomes tense. Everyone starts whispering about who might be next. You hear your name mentioned, and for the first time in your career, you realize you're not terrified. You're concerned, but you're not terrified. There's a difference, because even if your paycheck disappears tomorrow, your life doesn't immediately collapse. You have savings, you have investments, you have skills, you have time. And suddenly, the secret wealth you've been building for years becomes real, not because you bought anything, because you don't feel trapped anymore. Your coworkers still see the same person, same car, same clothes, same coffee, same desk. They have no idea that your financial situation has completely changed. Someone even asks if you're worried about money. You say, "I'll be okay." And you mean it. Eventually, your portfolio reaches 7 figures. You stare at the number for a long time. $1 million. You think about everything that happened before it, the dinners you skipped, the cars you didn't buy, the vacations you chose not to take, the raises you invested instead of spending, the boring months, the market crashes, the years when it felt like nothing was happening. None of it looked impressive at the time, but it added up. And now something even stranger happens. You don't suddenly want more, you want less. Less pressure, less comparison, less noise, less proving yourself. You don't need strangers to think you're successful. You don't need coworkers to respect your car. You don't need friends to know your net worth. You don't even need to explain why your life looks so ordinary, because you finally understand the difference. Looking wealthy is about what people can see. Being wealthy is about what you can do. You can leave a job. You can help your family. You can handle an emergency. You can take a year off. You can move somewhere else. You can start a business. You can walk away from a bad situation. You can wait. You can choose. And nobody needs to know how much money made those choices possible. Years pass. You're sitting in the same office parking lot. Someone pulls in beside you in a brand new luxury SUV. For a second, you notice it. Then you look away. Because years ago, that car would have made you question yourself. Now, it doesn't. You know what it costs. You know what it represents. And you know what your own money represents. Not a car, not a watch, not a house designed to impress strangers. Choices. Your phone vibrates. Your investment account has moved again. You don't even open it. You already know you're okay. And that's when you realize something. The greatest sign that you've become wealthy isn't that your account has reached a certain number. It's that you no longer need to check. You no longer need proof. You no longer need comparison. You no longer need anyone else to believe you're successful. Because you know. And that's the strange reality of secretly becoming richer than everyone around you. Nobody congratulates you. Nobody notices. Nobody changes the way they treat you. You can walk into the same coffee shop tomorrow and nobody will know. You can drive the same car, wear the same clothes, sit at the same desk, and quietly have more financial freedom than almost everyone around you. That's the beauty of wealth nobody talks about. It doesn't have to be visible. In fact, sometimes the best wealth is the wealth nobody knows exists. Because when nobody knows how much you have, nobody gets to decide how you should spend it. And when nobody is watching, you can finally use money for what it was supposed to give you all along: freedom.